Sus Bob. Ain't no sus Bob if you've been here. Only sus Bob is if you ain't been plugged in, cause 2 nights in a row I went over it. If you missed the buys, if you missed the buys, you know who's to blame. We went over it 2 nights in a row. 48 hours ago. I'm still holding some positions. I've closed a good amount. Still up, still holding swings. Seeing what it can do. Seeing if it sticks. It's doing good. I closed like 12,000 profit already on that trade. So I'm chilling. I'm still holding. We went over this, guys. I'm just joking. Everyone this morning, like, a lot of people missed the buys, but a lot of people caught them. It was like, you gotta be on it. You gotta be on the same setup. Got a spot holding 65. Yeah, I'm holding some lower entries. Was able to grab different entries too. On every pullback has been buys. Like I said this morning, it could just rip. Remember I was saying, like, people are like, where's the entry? And I'm like, it's probably just gonna keep going up, like, if you can find pullbacks, right? We went over it twice. We went over it 48 hours ago. So you can see we're live 2 days ago here. Same time, 48 hours ago. That's hella sus Bob. I like the sus Bob emoji. It's pretty funny. I'm gonna see who's putting sus Bob. I'm gonna see who's in it. But I even post after I got off. I said last night, when I get off, I'm gonna post the chart. Posted the chart, the zone. It literally came down, and now we're going up here. I'm still holding. We were looking for this 2 nights in a row, though, guys. If you were here, plugged in with me, smash the like button, by the way. You know? If you made some money, smash that like button. 2 nights ago. So I say, like, I'm here every day for a reason, because the market's a job. You guys see how much I stream? Because you gotta be on. I gotta keep on it, you know. You gotta stay on it sometimes. Don't gotta be on. I can chill now. I don't have to trade tomorrow. I don't really have to look for new entries or new trades, because it's like maybe just hold these and just call it a week. Recoup for next week. It was a good week. I had a good week. I had a great week. I knew I was like, I'm gonna have one. I told myself. I told you guys last week. Soon I'm gonna have a 10, 20K week. Watch loading. That was the setup right there. I told you guys, yeah, like at this point, I just maybe hold. Don't even have to look for a new setup. If like it's more bullish, buyers are in control still. Could just keep going up. Maybe New York provides another buy tomorrow, or yeah, we have to just really see where the market's at. New York tomorrow can always. I'm obviously good at forward thinking. I even said last night, if it goes down in London session, maybe it's buys in New York. I'm really good at forward thinking, so I can obviously think of some scenarios for the forward thinking. But everything we talked about last 2 days, last 48 hours, guys. That's why, like, you guys will hear me say trading's a job. It just takes showing up every day at the same times, because you never know what's there at that time, right? Anybody who's been on these nighttime sessions with me, we've caught in some trades even on these times. Some good ones. Some good ones, to say the least. Need some water. Yeah, today I'm up. I've closed already $12,000 profit. I double dipped that setup. I grabbed different entries afterwards. Yeah, I told you if it hits 2,900, I'll be up 10K. Remember this morning? Because on stream, I was up like 5,000 this morning. When price was like here. 4,000. I showed you guys like when I was up like 4,200, I think, around there, 4,000. But yeah, no, good for the day. Good for the week, to be honest. Can chill at this point. Probably going to do more training for the rest of the week. Like, more just keep it training for the rest of the week. Educational. Probably won't look for as many setups for the rest of the week. Because I'm still just holding this. I don't know. Well, if I see anything, maybe like you got to break now these highs. So any pullbacks could maybe just be continuations or deeper pullbacks. You'd have to wait for pullbacks. You can't just buy candles like this. You need a pullback. You need maybe some retracement, but understand I'm holding entries from like down here below 28, like 28.84, 28.83, 28.85, like way down here. So I'm gonna see if those maybe just stick. Like that was the plan for the week. Look at the daily. Daily's already going bullish. Maybe we get bullish continuation on the daily. It's one of those situations when it's like you just have to be willing to say, okay, let's see if this sticks for the swing. It already has. Like it's been some time. We entered this morning on news. Go watch the last. Like, for instance, guys, what are my entry confirmations? Go watch, look at, like, for instance, we were here 11 hours ago, 22 hours ago, 1 day ago, talking about the same thing. So it's just uptrend, structure, demand, like timing, where we were at the right time. We were at the news, right? It can be a combination of things. Sell is end of the week. We have to just see where it is end of the week. If it's above the high, because it's going to go test the high. So it's going to go test the high. Like if you collectively put together, for instance, 1 hour and 42 minutes, 4 hours. If you look how much I've streamed this week, right? about 12 hours of streaming this week so far. And then after this session, it'll be like 13, 14 hours. So we've been talking about this. It should be nothing new for a lot of you guys. If this is your first stream or if you haven't plugged in this week, if you're just jumping on the charts, you've missed a lot of the job this week. The job's pretty much done. If you didn't catch this buy that we've been talking about for the last 1, 2, 3, 4 streams, the job's kind of done, right? Consider the job done. It's pushing up now, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, I'm up $1,200 right now, but I'll show you how small my positions are. I got some little guys. I got small positions. I closed all the big ones. I closed all the big ones. I'll put a screenshot in Discord, but I'll show you guys right now. Like, I got small positions running. If it goes to the high, I might be up like 2K more. I have small. Look at the entries. Counts at 13,000 now. I remember the count. My count's at 13K now. I took an L on the news this morning, but look at the entries. They're small. I left some small entries. But I had entries lower than that were bigger that I closed. Yeah, I took like $4,000 twice because I closed entries, and I closed entries when I was up 4K, left entries, then was up another 4K. I posted on my story on Instagram. Yeah, like these trades are running. The job's like done. Like you don't need to always, okay, like someone that sells on Friday. Like, yeah, but you know, we'll see how that, like, I could think ahead like that. Like, it could be sells Friday, but if you've watched the sells Friday, they haven't been the easiest sells. If you've been plugged in, like, sells Friday aren't always easy. You have to wait for New York session. You have to wait for New York session, price to extend up during New York session. So there could be a plan for Friday. It would be like, don't just sell on Friday. Let price hit New York session. Let price go up more in New York session, and then look for sells higher in New York session on Friday. That would be your plan, thinking forward. But like, think about the job. Like, I made like 400% this week. So on the account that I deposited, I caught buys early on in the week, and then I went for buys here. I took an L, made my L back, and more. So I'm like chilling right now because these swings could stick. I said this morning, I use the terminology. This thing might just rip up, right? It might just rip up for the week. Friday sells could be maybe at 10:30, 11 o'clock New York session. See how I'm thinking ahead, might seem like I'm saying random things, but a lot of times, like a lot of things I say, they just play out. Friday could be, if market's still going up until Friday, it's pushing up, it's extended. New York session comes. New York session still pushes up, grabs more liquidity, takes out early sellers, and then you start looking for sells Friday morning. Maybe going into later Friday morning, 10:30, 11 o'clock, maybe 9:30, 11 o'clock range. That would be a plan for Friday sells more so. You'd want price to go up in New York session. You want New York session to hit, and you'd want price to push up more in New York session, taking up stop losses. That would be your plan for Friday. What was my best week? On gold, 77,000. On crypto, 800,000. Actually, my biggest day in crypto was 800,000. Biggest week in crypto might be a couple mil. But in gold, 77,000. Biggest day on gold was 38,000. Biggest flip I did on gold was 20,000 to 180,000 in 2 months. See how I remember my numbers. See how I remember these right numbers. I saw a video of a guy. He was like, he was like FaZe Banks. It was a stream, and it was like, this guy who put $100 into a meme coin and it turned to $1 million. And he's looking around the room at his friends to validate him, like, oh yeah, it was that coin, right? It was the coin, oh yeah, it was some coin. I threw $100 and it was like this coin, some like meme coin, bro. If you threw $100 into a meme coin and it went to $1 million, you would know exactly like what play, what coin, what time you bought it at. Like, you would know everything. Rug pullers. If you make money, you know. If you've made significant amount of money, you know exactly when, what, where you were, what you did. Largest day on gold was 38,000. It was in March on FOMC. March, it was, I think, March 15th, 2022. Maybe around there, March, FOMC 2022. It went up. Like, if you, anyone who says, oh yeah, I made this much in a day, but they don't even know, like, they can't even explain how, like what, when, or remember. I'm like, crypto, yo, ETH. Come on, ETH. Good day for ETH. We need that. We need that. We need that, baby. We need that. Yeah, we need that. Good. Crypto rebounded. I even went over. I haven't marked up still. Look at from the other day. Tuesday morning, I said, watch 96 or 95 for buys. Tuesday morning. I'm always giving you guys setups. You gotta plug in. Every session there's setups. There's something key we always talk about. Even I might say something on Bitcoin one day. 95,000 tested. Whole number, psychological number. We talked about that Tuesday morning. There's stuff we talk about. I still haven't marked up because we were doing some training on there, and I was going over, you can mark every $1,000 on Bitcoin. If you have a key number like 95,000 here, you can see. Basically been playing ping pong sideways, up and down, like a rectangle between 95 and like 98, 99. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Basically, that's Bitcoin right now. We talked about 95,000. Tuesday morning, I still have that marked up from that session, literally. But literally, I think the play of the week was literally, what, guys? I hate to say it, but we had it here. I said, so here's some training, right? I said if 2900 doesn't hold, we could go down. What's the understanding of that? Well, liquidity being grabbed, right? Okay. We're still in an uptrend. Everything we've talked about, we're still in an uptrend, right? If you've been on the sessions, I think I've said every stream I've basically said there's no signs yet of a trend shift. There's no sign that, oh, gold's just going in a downtrend, right? We've been in an uptrend, so when we're in an uptrend, we want to identify, again, go with the flow. Go with the flow. We like to go with the flow. We want to identify the flow because then we can hold trades like this. We can catch trades like this. If we can identify the flow, we can catch setups like this. If we can say, what's the trend right now? What's the overall trend, right? Where's the flow going to, right? They say go with the trend because the trend is your friend. There's a reason they say the trend is your friend. It's because volatility. If there's volatility in the market, the trend will go more in that way, right? If we look at sells on gold, they've been only so limited to how long they last, right? The sells have just, if you're going on like a 4-hour or even a 1-hour chart and you're looking at the uptrend we've been in and you're looking at the sells, the down moves, the sells. They're there. The sells are there. There's sells there, right? But how they don't stick as much as the buys, right? Because that's why they say the trend is your friend. The buys are sticking. right? The sells maybe come back to break even, temporary, short term, in and out, short term movement. Even look at some of the, if you go in Discord and you look at some of like the posts I've written up, because I usually take like 20 minutes to write each of one of these, right? Some of them I say, so for instance, some of them I literally say, I gotta find the one. You might notice, where is it? Oh, last week, I'm looking for last week. A lot of them I'm saying there's still bullish momentum, like strong momentum. Short term, a lot of them I'm saying there's short term bearish. Like if you look at a lot of them, you'll note I'm like bias bullish, but expecting a retracement. All of these zones have worked. So like bearish retracement to key demand zones. So like gold may pull back if selling pressure continues, but like overall, like a lot of it you'll see like it's like bullish short term for retracements to get buys, like possible rejection to come down to lead for a bullish move. Even like last night, I said gold is approaching a key demand zone. Watch for a potential reaction and breakout above the trend line for a bullish move. Gold is currently testing a key support levels around 28.75, 28.69 after a strong previous rally. So bearish structure, right? You'll notice I'm writing a lot of signaling short-term bearish pressure, right? In these. A lot of us caught I saw some people made some good money this morning. If you go through the chat, post your trades. If you're in trades still holding, post them. Tag me on Discord. Tag my username so when it tags me, it's easier for me to see. Sometimes I don't even see because I get so many notifications. Pip and dip scenario. If you got buys, I want to see. I saw some people made some money on some buys. GBP Japan, someone posted. I'll put a charts section. Like pip and dip is just like kind of like profits and people just pipping and dipping. We'll do a chart section. Yeah, I saw some at $1,200. Some good trades. there. Look at that. Oof. Connor. Damn. Fat trade there with the one lot. I want to see if anyone's still holding. Look at that. A 0.1. 720. That's how you do it. 720 to $1,200. Now you got $1,200. That's how I look at it. Don't look at the money. Don't like you could be. It's like, yeah, that's good. That's good. That's fire. That's like 720. Now almost at like $1,300. Now you have $1,300. Capital increase. When you learn the skill set, you can increase your capital. I used to start off with $100 accounts when I first started trading and try to flip them to $200, $300, $250. A lot of times in doing that, I would take the account to $400 or $500 and then blow it. That would be a lot of times my process. I would have a $100 account, $200 account, and try to flip it. I would try to take $100 to $200, and I would do it a lot of times. But a lot of times in doing that, because I was willing to risk the $100, like whatever. To me, it was like screw it. It's $100. That was where my risk tolerance was when I started, and it was like try to flip it to 200 capital increase. In doing those attempts and trying to do that every month or every week, a lot of times take the account to 300, 400, 500. Eventually I got to the point where I found like my comfort. Eventually I got to the point where I would do 500 accounts. Maybe that took some time, where I would do like $500 to $1,000 range. Kind of like what you got, 720. That's fire trade. Some people still holding. Yeah, we retested 2,900. I wonder if we come back. I don't know if we'll come back to 2,900. We're above it now. Maybe move break evens to like 2,900. Move it up as it goes. I don't even know if we're gonna test the high from the looks of it. So it looks like we're going to come to like 29.25. The question is it going to make or break the high? So is it going to reject it? It's still Wednesday going into Thursday, so there's enough time in the week for it to get through the high. If it was like Friday right now, or Thursday night going into Friday, it'd be like, maybe is it gonna get through that high? There's time for it to push through the high, maybe go to 20. Like I said, crazy if we go to 29.40. Like I said, a break above 28.90, and the trend line could trigger. I was on point with this one. It took me like 20 minutes to write this. Technically with gold, it's because of how fast gold moves. It's technically like 100 points. Like it's more like 1,000 pips realistically, with how fast it moves. Because if you're looking at $1 on gold, $1 is technically 10 pips, but because of how fast and how minuscule that $1 is, it's more in points and ticks. So speed and volatility. Oh yeah, let's go. Maybe I get another 2 bag. That's pretty solid. I knew it. I told you guys it was gonna rip. I was like, I was right. These are the setups. Like if you scalping's great, but these are the setups that you just gotta wait for 2-3 times a week. Look for the buy for the week or the sell for the week. Like obviously we're in a market that uptrend. Like I've said it, every pullback. Because there's demand with gold right now. I was saying it last night. Right, I was saying we're in an uptrend still. If we come to this zone, my zone was on point last night. Well, that was 2 nights ago. And then last night we kind of moved it around. It was still pretty much the same. But that was what we went overall. And then we started talking about some conspiracy theories. Last night, I said that low. Remember what I said? That low? I did training, like there's so much little things. That low, I said, people ask me, where would I put a stop loss? Where would I put a stop loss? And I said that low. And some people are like, well, that's too far. And I'm like, well, that's the low. Like that's the previous low. That's the safety point, right? I'm saying, do you want to make money, or are you too worried about how big your stop loss is? You may have to practice using a bigger stop loss at gold to hold trades too. If I'm going to risk 5, 10K on a trade, 7K, 6K on a trade, I don't want that trade to just go gone in an hour. You know, I want to be able to hold that trade, right? If I'm going to risk X amount on a trade dollar-wise, there's percentage obviously. But if I'm taking a calculated risk and I know the probability is high, I don't have to take that risk a lot to make a lot of profit, right? If I'm taking a calculated risk and I know my strategy, I'm not maybe not taking on this risk every day. I'm doing it maybe once a week, twice a week, right? Maybe 2-3 times a week, more or less, right? Scalping, I'm taking on excessive risk, right? It's more risk, more frequently. If I'm looking at just the 4-hour time frame only for my setups, I'm going to be limited to how many trades I'm probably going to take per week. I might take 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 range on average per week, right? When you scale it out over the year. So in terms of dollars, in those situations, in terms of dollars, I'm willing to risk more because of the style of the setup and how often I'm doing it. And it could, where sell, I don't know, no sells. I personally, sells, I think buyers are in control. I would only look for buy setups. Sells the high, but I'm not gonna look for sells personally. Like I don't see really sells. I would wait. Sells would anything. If anything, sells would be Thursday or Friday. Tomorrow. Sells in a market like this is now a timely manner. Unless you're scalping, maybe getting a quick reaction at a whole number, looking at the 5-minute charts, but sells in a condition like this are a timely manner, where you'd want to wait more till Friday for sells. Sells aren't necessarily now about price or where it is on the chart. It's about where it is in time. Sells probably more Friday. I would say New York session. That would be your sells. Unless you're watching the high, but you're gonna test the high. I think we're gonna go break. I think we're trying to break the high. If I can hold till that break, I'll probably be up like 3K-ish, 2,500, 3K range, I would think. And then I think I'm pretty much chilling for the week. Maybe look for the sells on Friday if it goes with what I planned. Because someone already asked about sells. So I think a couple people have been asking. Sells will be Friday. If you're coming bullish into New York session, so NY, if price is coming into New York already bullish, and then it extends up in New York, then you start to look for sells after that. That would be the plan for Friday. So I'm giving you guys, those of you guys that are going to be on live with me Friday, that's called forward thinking. I'm already thinking ahead of time of scenarios, right? This buy was planned Monday, Tuesday, right? Last night. This morning I was like, I'm looking for buy. Yesterday morning I said I'm bullish today. I'm looking for buys today. Today morning I said the same thing. So we came into New York bearish and we got bullish yesterday. We came into New York bearish and we got bullish today. Dollar index. Everybody was screaming in the chat this morning. Well, there was a few people like, yo, what are you doing? Dollar's going up. News is positive. Read the news real quick. What is CPI? So what is CPI? Core CPI read. What is CPI read? What is CPI data? Read for the market. What is that? CPI. Does anybody know? So you see green numbers there. So a rookie, you're gonna hear me use those terms, amateur or rookie, because look at the way I talk. I'm more matured on these charts. Not everyone's like me. I know that. I've been coaching for a while. So you see green numbers, but what is this news measuring? Exactly, inflation. So inflation came in higher. Is that a good thing if inflation is higher? Or is that a bad thing? So the number came out higher. But is that a good thing or a bad thing? If inflation, everything's still more expensive. Everything's more expensive, they're saying now. It's getting more expensive again. The Fiji water, the six packs, the 6 packs of Fijis, when I moved in 2 years ago, I get these $8.99. Now they're like $12.99. It's bad when I start to notice it. You know, it's bad if I start to notice it. That's not good news. So, remember what I was saying this morning? Go on this morning session, and I was saying most traders look at the news wrong. This is why I talk about it in my videos. Depends on perspective. So it's a bad thing for the economy, right? Higher inflation is not good. That's not good. That's why the dollar's tanking. Like, that's not good. That's why gold's going up, silver's going up, Bitcoin went up because of that. So when you get, a lot of times you can get a green, it can be green, but green doesn't mean always bullish, right? It's positive. Yeah, it's positive. Actual greater than the forecast is good for currency, maybe in that moment, but it's not really a good indicator for the market. Exactly what Yusuf put in the chart. I mean the chat. So traders in the moment, so I'll tell you why. There's a lot of traders who would have took L's today. Let me explain why. They would have saw this green candle and been like, news is positive, dollar's positive, I gotta buy dollar, I gotta sell Euro USD, I gotta sell gold. Like, there's a lot of traders who would have took L's today, like a lot, because they just look at it like this, like quick, like green means buy, right? Green means go, right? Green, red's like stop, green means go, right? So a lot of traders see that green and they're like, oh, that's good for the currency. I gotta buy. Maybe I'm selling Euro USD then. But then what does Euro USD do? Complete reversal, right? Boom. So like the news, look at the candle, for instance. We got the news candle. We're on an hourly right now. Let's go to a 30-minute. There we go. We're on a 30-minute chart right now. This refers back to some of the information we speak about on this channel, guys. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. But if you're familiar, I posted a new video today. It's kind of old. It might be a year. It was a bit older. Some of the content in it. So it was, I think when I was like 27, a little older. I posted a video today. Check it out. So like, if people get, I got a few, go look at, there's some comments on this one, and I don't know, where is it? There were some comments on this one. Someone was like, this isn't a strategy, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's people, so the news strategy, for instance, this is something we talk about on our channel. There's people who've hit me up like, how's this a strategy? What's the steps? They don't understand behavior to the market, how price is delivered. Tendencies. I like to say tendencies. Temporary movement, 30 minutes. Whole day down. USD CAD may be bearish. Is USD CAD? USD CAD might dump one. Like, it's high. One day it could dump. I wish I want to get you. I want to try USD CAD sells, but. I feel like one day it'll tie up. I gotta be patient. Maybe New York sessions provide entries. USD CAD's high, but just had some down. I think I might miss that one. I might have to let her go. Daily bullish on silver. We could, yeah. Gold looking daily bullish. So like, if you look at the candle, we got on gold too. Like, we got it. Like, gold was. Let's look at both real quick. Yeah, they're both pretty similar. So we had right here news candle on gold this morning. Right here, that was your news candle. It just dumped down. First like 15 minutes. That moved down there, kind of excessive move down. First 5 minutes, it stayed down for like 10. There's your news candle on gold today. So yeah, if you ever come back to there, you have a buy, but damn, sorry. For now, like, maybe pulls back to 29.10, 29.15, like pullbacks. Like I said this morning, I use that term. It might just rip. It might just rip. The wars aren't over. Trade wars are just starting. Trade wars are just kind of, just been fueling up, right? Let some winners run. Sometimes you gotta let some winners run, see? That's why. For the greater reward. For the greater reward, sometimes you gotta let some winners run. Yeah. It could be hard, but it's something you know that you'll go through in your trading. Getting used to it early can be better than getting, later on. Getting used to that early on. You're getting dollar weakness across the board. You're getting dollar weakness, like, really across the board. A lot of, like, NZDUSD is super sideways. Looks like it's, like, maybe accumulating. Don't know there. AUDUSD is also super sideways for, like, weeks now. All of 2025. Euro. Like, you're getting, More weakness on that DXY across the board. USD CHF's higher up. If that's a pair that interests you, it's at a pretty high level. Where's GJ at? Maybe that looks. Yeah, that might just go up. But yeah, gold. Good week. We have to see where the market is tomorrow morning for New York. Maybe there's a setup tomorrow morning or Friday morning. I don't know about tonight. You'd have to like look for pullbacks and see if the zones are respected. Previous support here or previous resistance here. You'd have to kind of look for pullback continuation setups like this. Smash the like button on the videos. W's. News strategy. If you're new, make sure you watch the news strategy videos. There's 2 on the channel. News strategy, and literally you'll see what I'm talking about in terms of DXY. Literally gave you that news candle today. Temporary move. This is maybe something to screenshot, right? Save, right? As an example, you can see a good example here from today's news. Now it's, hours past the news. A lot of times the news events will do this. That first 15-30 minutes can be the fake out, like you saw today. If you look at the currency pairs, like you go to, Euro USD dropped in the news, the beginning, but then quick reversal. So news trading, it can be profitable. You just have to know. You have to know like the outcomes, like the scenarios. You have to watch, keep up with the news. Like when I say keep up, I mean like what I'm doing right now in a way, and like what we did today. We were live watching the news. Some of us here on the stream, maybe a good amount. But overall, like keeping up with it is like what we're doing right now. Like okay, it's some good time past the news, and we're kind of looking at the candle, marking it. Paying attention to, okay, this happened. Like, okay, I see, okay, look at the news candle. It pumped up, 30 minutes, reversed. Something you'll see time and time again. So although news for a new trader may be daunting meaning kind of scary, a little daunting, if you know that term. Maybe a little on the edge, not so comfortable in that sense of scary, fearful. Uncomfortable, right? Because there's volatility obviously in the news. But as you mature as a trader, volatility can be your friend, right? So you could see an example like today where no emotion has to be involved. Like I saw people in the chat like news was positive this morning, news was positive. I was trying to ignore it because I was like, if I'm seeing what 20 other people are writing and like I'm trying to see what I'm trying to see, I might get distracted by 20 other people's news is positive. Oh no, like the brain is very conscious and subconscious, right? So if you see a headline, your brain has that there. Like if you read something, that's there. Like if you see an image of someone else's chart, that's photo taken in your brain. It's a very powerful muscle, right? Muscle memory. So I like to be kind of tunnel vision. But this is a good example. We talk about this pretty much every week, right? When it refers to the news strategy, guys. Temporary move was nice. I'll put the Discord link in the chat. There's it's eCabs. There should be I think there's like a private invite link now. Custom invite link, eCabs. But no, there's the Discord link. Join. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're here every day on YouTube Live. We were here NFP we caught buys. Yesterday we caught buys. Today we caught buys. Notice the rhythm here. Notice the pattern. We were live for NFP. That was a great session. Honestly, that some people even DM me after like, yo, bro, that was pretty impressive. Like, I was like, because if you, or what session was that? Even the one we did for 4 hours yesterday, but NFP was interesting. That was an experience session. But we're here live every day. There's dollar weakness across the board from the looks of it. I think dollar is trying to go down longer term. So that could make more of the currency pairs like Euro USD go up, or even gold. Like, so for gold tonight, it's like you want to kind of just look for pullbacks, continuations, retracements back to some like demand zones, support zones, like demand right here on the 15. Look for some retracements. Maybe this move comes back. That would be a potentially good setup. I might post, maybe I post this in Discord. We'll see. That would be a decent pullback though if you're still holding gold. That'd be like a 100 pip pullback. I like to close partials as it goes up to 81. That's pretty far, but that's far right now. Like maybe that's far. Pretty far at the moment. I'd kind of see 2900 first, closer to 2900. You know, you got 2900 down here that we're above. I'd see closer back to where we have some of this resistance. Some of the demand came in back to like this area potentially. Closer to this is, I got like 2910 to 2905 marked here. 2900's down here, so back more to here I would say. 81, that's pretty far. If I would, 81 would be, for it to get to 81, it would have to go bearish all night until New York session to be there. 81 would be like, it would be there in New York if anything, but that's a little far right now. A little bit, like 81. It's not a bad zone. That's a good zone. That's a good spot. But I don't know if we'll get. It's a little bit far right now, right? With structure, we have to watch like this area first, where we just kind of broke out of. We just broke out previous resistance to the left here, so you have to kind of keep an eye on that area first. That I just zoned out. Yeah, if things get expensive, especially like if things getting expensive again, like savings, like people are already not able to really save money. Like people are in debt, average savings account. So like already spending is, you know, people are living paycheck to paycheck. A lot of people on a household. So now it's like just affects things even more. Remember what that lady was saying on the thing today? The Jerome Powell, the lady that was ranting. She was like, things are still expensive, and this is look at now, things are, inflation went up last month. Yeah, like you'd have 81. That would be beautiful, but like that's pretty far of a pullback. Maybe it would take big news, or maybe like it'd be when it's there. You have maybe some first kind of zones to keep an eye on. You can see this area. If you pull back there, you get more of a retracement, because again, price still looks bullish to me. Even if it goes, so like that's the first area, you have like 2900. That's the whole number. 81's pretty far, right? Like you got 2900 there, some lows, structure here. Like follow the lows. Look where the lows are. All right, follow the lows here. You have a low here. You have a low here. So this is kind of that first area that could hold. But then you have a low below it, right? So you gotta follow the lows. The eggs, yeah, the lady eggs, $9. Well, I remember when my mom used to be like, "Can you go to the grocery store and get a carton of eggs?" And it would be like $2. Like that's the thing. That's crazy though, because I remember when I was like a teenager, a kid, my mom would give me $5. She'd be like, "Here, I need this, 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 and this. I need some butter, some eggs, and milk. Go to the store, $5, right?" My mom, we had a grocery store behind our house, so literally she'd always, if she needed something real quick, I'd just run over. She could give me like $3, and I'd come home with some eggs and butter or something like, like she could give me $5, and I'd come home with like 3 things. Now $5, it's not even gonna get you some eggs there. I remember that. $8, $10. She'd be, if my mom would give me $10, man, I might get to keep a loony for myself. If she gave me $10 to go to the grocery store when I was a kid to get her some stuff, oh man, I might have $1 coming in my pocket. It might be a good day. maybe $2, depending on what she needed. She'd always be, no, keep. Sometimes she'd be like, no. You could save as a kid. You got $10 at the end of the month. I remember in high school, $10 in high school. Now that would go. Let's not talk about that. $20 in high school. My mom gives me $5. That would stretch. You and your friends all split a bottle of whiskey. It's like, here, everybody pitching a bottle of whiskey and some broccoli, some vegetables. That's funny. Yeah, maybe something like this. Pullbacks. Some steeper pullbacks. So, like, maybe a pullback comes, though. If you're in trades, like, brace yourself, because, oh, man, I might not like that. I want it to just keep ripping and then maybe give smaller pullbacks. 29.25, that's a key level, 25. So we often talk about in our, sessions. And then if you go to blueprints, after this session, I'm going to answer everybody I've been talking to on Discord and all my DMs again. After this session, don't worry, I'm going to get back to some DMs. I got some I got to get back to today that I was messaging yesterday, day before, past couple days. So don't worry. We talk about the zeros, 25s, 50s in one of our blueprints here. Sells, if you're looking for sells, like you're scalping like quick reactions. You're not like, the thing about a market, the buyers are in control. So a market like this, like, you could maybe be like, okay, like, I'm gonna sell here, and maybe you have a target down here, but the market is not really in that environment maybe to give you that target. It might just give you a 20 pip sell reaction and keep going up, or like a 30 pip, like, it might give you a little sell reaction. Like, it could go up more and give you like a little reaction and just keep going up. It doesn't have to do this move. That's the only setup I see really right now, if we're talking about setups. The thing about sells with a market like this now, environment like this where we're going up, so sells are just, they might not react as strong. We can look at the last couple sells here. This was a strong one here, nice, came down to 28.95, right? And then we went back up, and then we came back down to like 2,900. And then we're back up. So maybe a move like that or a move like that could be more something to kind of keep an eye out for. I know. Oh man, when you've been on gold, I don't manipulate the market, do I? I can't. I can't. I'm not big enough to. I'm one guy. The market. I'm in tune with the market. I'm just kind of in tune, Remember I said this morning remember this morning I was like, we gotta channel it. We gotta channel it. But nah. Have you played video games? When you play a video game for so long, you get so good at the video game. Like, it could be in your blood. You could just pick up the controller and you're just so good. Like, it's just like whatever. Trading. More hours. Think about anything in life you put more hours into, anything. If you go to the gym, if one guy goes to the gym 1 hour a day and there's a guy who goes to the gym 3-4 hours a day, there's probably going to be someone who progresses. Or let's say like the guy who goes to the gym a couple days a week, a little bit, versus the guy who goes to the gym 2-3 hours a day, right? Consistency in anything, like the more time you put into something, the more you'll be kind of in sync with it. It's time on the charts. Time on the charts. You don't get good at trading by... So some of you guys are going backwards with your goals. Some of you guys just started trading and someone's telling you you need to get funded. You're like, some of you guys are following a roadmap that you're going to end up having to take steps back with. Believe me. If you're talking about the majority... If the majority of you are trying to do the same exact thing, like you just started trading and you're trying to get funded, you're going to take steps back in your trading, I'll be honest. Like, I'm not trying to just sound like a dick here and like I know everything. You will take steps back if your first goal is to get funded. Because if you think you need money to be a good trader, you have it backwards. You don't have the skill set yet. Like, if you think having a $20,000, a $50,000, a $100,000 funded account is going to change your results, you don't have enough experience then. Because if you could put $1,000 on an account and grow it, you can make money if you have the skill set, right? Like, the goal is to acquire skill set and experience first. If your first goal in trading is I need to get funded, you may take some steps backwards, right? Because you don't have really hands-on experience yet. You haven't made money. You haven't flipped an account. You haven't taken losses. You haven't blown an account. You haven't made mistakes. You haven't had errors. You haven't failed, right? So you're looking for success right away. You're looking for the prize right away. If you have a 100K funded account, it doesn't make you a six-figure trader. If you withdraw 6 figures in profits, then you're more talking your 6 figures, right? You're not necessarily a 6-figure trader because you have I'm just maybe saying stuff people don't want to hear. I'll be that guy to say stuff you might not want to hear too. Yeah, to each their own. It's a good goal to have in mind. Like, yeah. Like, it's less risk in a way. But if your practice is like, I need to get funded so I can make more money, it's like, what if I just get good at trading? Because money doesn't define how good you are. You could be good on a $100 account. You could have a $100 trading account and you could be really, really good. You could get really good. So it takes time on the chart too. The funding will, if you get good at trading, you get the skill set, the funding will take care of itself. Believe me, you know how many people ask me to trade for them? How many people ask me to make an auto trader for them? How many people have asked me, I'll give you 6 figures, 7 figures up to just trade for me? How many people have asked, like, people, not even a funded account thing out there. You know how many people have just asked me, yo, I'll give you money, just trade for me, YOLO, I'll give you 50K, run it up. Like, if you have the skill set, funding will come later. You could, if you're good at trading, to each their own. Let's say you're already, with the whole funded accounts, let's say you're good at trading already. And you're like, okay, I think I'm ready to get funded, then, but if you're just starting trading, you're like, I need to get funded. There's a lot of time in this market. Remember that. There's a lot of time. So you have time to get, it's like a bar chart. If we're talking like the bottom axis is time, representing years. Up here on the left is money. time equals money. Time equals progress. Progress equals money. So like time plus money, right? Time plus progress. Time plus progress will eventually equate to money. And should be money over time. Most people, when they get into a market, they have high expectations, right? They wanna, their mindset is somewhere versus their experience level. So your experience could be up here, or your mindset could be up here. Like, I want to be here, but my experience is down here, right? So you need to go through the trenches of, why do you think I am the way I am? Meet any successful trader, they act like this. Any guy that I've met that's a legit trader, they act the same way. They're serious. And they don't really sugarcoat. The guys I learned from, they didn't sugarcoat stuff. They said it raw and hard. Take it if you can't handle it. The guys I learned from were mean. Like, really mean. Dickheads. Mean. They were serious about their job because of how much it took for them to go through to get where they are, to become successful. The guys I learned from. If you have 0 years of experience, but your mindset is up here, you're like going faster than you need to go. Because in trading, slow is fast. And it's a long game. It's a very long game. Like, how good you are now is not how good you're gonna be better in a year if you stay consistently on the charts, right? So most traders these days, when I started 10 years ago, our goals were different. We didn't have the same goals as most traders starting nowadays. Most traders nowadays, they start and they want to get funded. Their first goal is, I gotta get funded. No, your first goal should be to acquire the right information, the right knowledge, understanding, and keep time in the market. Time in the market. But understand it's also like a cost of operation. That's why I say, like, I started with $100 accounts and tried to flip them to $200 because I understood that's going to keep me in the market. Like, I can afford to, when I started, I could afford to have a $100 account and keep myself in the market and learn, right? I understood that was a part of the process. Well, I just took $3,000 to $14,000 this week. No funded. I've never used a funded account though. So think about that. When I took $3,000 to, and I was at an event once and I spoke, and then when I spoke, a young gentleman came up to me, 21 years old. So taking, I'm 28. So he's 7 years younger than me. Living at his mom's, has a job. His biggest responsibility in life is a cell phone bill. This gentleman came up to me, young gentleman, 21 years old, and he said, bro, I've spent $11,000, 11,000 euros. I was in Europe at the time. 11,000 euros in the last 8 months on funded challenges. So I'm like, wow, you've won, and he hasn't seen any success. I'm like, well, have you learned anything? Not much. Because his goals are trying to pass this funded challenge. His goals aren't around, how can I learn? Like, he wasn't orientating himself in the sense of, why am I taking my trades? My goal is just, I need to get funded past this daily, my max limit, this, that, whatever rules they have. So he told me he spent $11,000 in 8 months on funded challenges. I'm like, well, bro, you could have just, that $11,000 could have been $1,000 a month that you put in an account. Like, you could have put $1,000 in an account and traded with an account with $1,000 each month and seen what you could do, and maybe you'd still have money. So not only did he waste 11 grand, he wasted time too. Because I don't know what happened after that conversation, but someone in Europe. Like, I remember that. And multiple people have had that conversation with me. Like, I've wasted 20 grand, 10 grand, 5 grand on funded challenges. And it's like, why don't you waste that on your own trading account? Like, and gain, there's a difference between like a funded challenge and your real raw money in your own account. There's a difference here too. So once you get this part right too, also the mindset, your psychology, the funded account, you could understand why it's more okay, why I'm here. You don't need to start that as your trading goal, because that's what you see everybody on social media is doing these days. If you do what everybody else does, you'll get what everybody else gets, right? If there's a large majority of people doing something in a business that a large majority already fail at, that's all I'll say. I know more successful traders that aren't on funded accounts than traders that are successful on funded accounts. Just to put it like that. But I'm not hating on them, to each their own. I just have, because I coach, I get so many people who have stories like that. So I would make it your goal to just get good at trading. Then the funding will take care of itself. It'll take care of itself. You'll be good enough one day to be like, okay, I'll get a funded challenge. I won't fail it. If you want to grow an account, I'll teach you guys right now how to grow an account. All right? How to grow an account from $1,000 to $10,000. How to do that. If I have $1,000, right? I'm trading $1,000 for the next 12 months. How can I take $1,000 to $10,000? I need a plan, right? Well, what would be a good plan if I start with $1,000 in 12 months? I want to be at 10 grand. Every month, add $500 to my account. Take 2 trades a week. Try to make $500 a month. You can start off maybe goal. The goal would be to try to make $250 to $500 per month to start off. Per month. That's the goal. If I'm starting with $1,000, my goal is to make $250 to $500 per month. At the same time, I'm going to add $500 to my account every month. Do the math. Just do the math yourself here for a bit. Do the math with this type of plan. We're going to talk about this. Because then I'm going to teach you how to get to 6 figures. Just do some math here and think around this for a bit for perspective. Do some math. I gotta go to the bathroom, guys. I gotta take a leak, dog. I gotta take a leak. Music up. It starts off 20. No, because it starts off. Now let's just say I have $1,000 account, and I add $500 to my account every month. What's the account gonna be at the end of the year? So think about this. If I have $1,000 and I add 500 to my account at the end of every month. I have a profitable month, call it a month, add 500. Try to do the same thing the next month. The account scales in growth. Percentage, you aim for less. But think about that. If I'm adding $500 to my account every month, what's 500 times 12, right? We got $6,000 would be added in 1 year. You scale an account not by if you have a goal of going to 1,000 to 10,000, because a lot of people talk about these stuff, but I respect everyone, but I respect people who talk about things they've done, right? Things they've done. If you have an account balance, like think of a savings account. What do you do with your savings account? You try to add to it every month so it grows, right? So what if I have a trading account on a good regulated broker, right? Good regulated broker in your country and stuff, right? That I'm adding to throughout the year. Because remember, it's a long game. You want to play the long game. You want to if you want to compound, you got to think of a plan like this, because compounding involves long term, right? $6,000 would be added in 1 year. So the account, without trading, the account would be at $7,000. Without trading. So what if I'm trading and I'm going for 10% a month on top of this? What if I'm going for 10 to 20% a month on top of this? And my goal doesn't have to be so high, because as I'm adding it, the percentage gets, in terms of dollar value, that percentage becomes worth more. So if I'm going for maybe 10% a month, 20% a month, that'll scale the profit growth, but the balance growth increases over time, right? That's how you scale to 10K. Like scaling to 10K can be trading. Well, you can make the job easier by adding to it, get yourself to that balance. Maybe there's like $3,000 profit in between, $4,000 profit in between on adding the balance, right? Now you're at 10K. That's your road to get to 20K. Once you're at 10K, you got to try to get to 15, 20 now. Once you get there, right? Like, this is a longer term. Like, you don't even have to take a lot of trades. You could look for 2 trades a week. Going long-term thinking like this. I'm looking for 2 trades a week. Not looking for a lot of trades. My time is showing up every day to the market, keeping an eye on the charts, looking for maybe 2 trades a week because I'm playing the long game, right? Because I'm also adding to the account. So I understand long-term, my trades can be worth more. So you don't have to look for as many trades, right? When's a good time to leave the 9 to 5? Never leave the 9 to 5 until your trading is double your 9. Like, if you can consistently make double what you make at work, like, but even that, like, maybe you can find work and trading life in between to start. Like, work, having a job is not a bad thing, because that's income. No matter what, you want money coming in. Money coming in means you can save, right? You can operate. What if you have a bad week? What if you have a bad month? At least you know, okay, next month, maybe 2 months from now, you know, that still needs to be there for reassurance, right? That reassurance should still be there, right? It should never be, the goal shouldn't be, I need to quit my job. Trading, I found trading, this is going to help me quit my job. No. My job is going to help me with my trading, as a business. Think of trading as a business. If you, like, let's say if you opened up a restaurant, right? You'd want that restaurant to be a profitable business long term, right? There's going to be costs. If you owned a restaurant, there would be costs of owning that restaurant. There would be costs of operation. You have to pay your staff. You might take losses in food. You have to throw it at the end of the night every day. There's going to be cost of operation, maintenance fees, right? Something breaks, the stove breaks, right? The sink, the pipelines, the wiring, the electricity bill, the internet bill, everything, right? The hydro. There's a cost of operating. There's a cost of owning a business. There's a cost of operation for everything. There's a cost for everything in life. There's a cost for the shirt, right? There's a cost for time. Time. Remember what I said? Time is time plus money. Time plus time. Progress. Time. Eventually equals money. So like trading is a business. So there's a cost of being in the business. Time is one of them. So you spend your time delicately in the terms of preservation. You know, probabilities happen more over time, right? So the goal is not to quit the job. Like, the goal is to stay in the game, right? Because only the game is going to teach you the game. Difference between flipping and that, this is more conservative. This is way more conservative, I would say. This is, okay, long term. Like, I'm starting out, I want to grow. Flipping is like, okay, I'm going into the week. Maybe flipping is I'm going into the week with this amount. I'm starting the week with $100 and I'm going to see what I can do. Or I'm starting the week with maybe flipping is like that. Or the month. I'm going to go into this month with this amount. This would be more like trying to grow a balance over time at a starting point, a plan, right? Like a blueprint, like a plan, right? Compounding over time. It could be more or less range, like having a plan like this. A plan like this, it could be any number. Like, I'm just giving you a number. I said $1,000. Like, what if you added $250? You could change the numbers. What if 500 obviously scales it? What if it's like I'm adding $250? A range every month. It could be a range that I'm adding, a range of number. Again, this is not financial advice. This is blueprint education here. Take what you need from this, discard the rest, right? I'm not saying you have to do this. There's little pieces of information you can take from this and say, okay, maybe a different roadmap, maybe a different angle. That most people maybe don't really think of. Like, okay, like, They say those who fail to plan eventually plan to fail, but there's a starting point, like getting from A to B, right? This could be some type of planning. Like, let's think about the balance increasing. Obviously, we want to be profitable, but knowing I used to do this because knowing my balance. So I used to do this because I worked a job 10 to 12 hours a day. Right? So I wasn't always in the market, like scalping like I am nowadays the last 4 or 5 years. Scalping requires a lot of time, more time than swing trading or maybe intraday trading. So having a plan like this for me kept reassurance that, okay, I don't always need to be in the market because my account is kind of growing like a savings in a way. Like, my trades will get bigger once I thought of this type of angle. And that's how I was able to get bigger balances at times. I would get myself to 4,800. I had a really hard time cracking 10K. It was a plateau for me. Every time I got to $8,000, $7,000, I would just go right back down. But this is a way for me that I was able to get to like 4K, 5K in balance. And then from there, it was like, oh, now I'm trading. Now I'm like really trading. Trading it's a different game now, because I'm not trading with $500, $100, trying to flip it. I got this balance now. I can work weekly. I got this balance now. I can work monthly, right? So, if you're working a job, 2-3 trades a week, 4-hour chart, like the style we did. Look at the style we did this week, like with the gold, right? The buys were in New York. Some of you guys have jobs where you can listen to me in New York. I know that. Someone was literally at work today. Like, I'm at work right now making more money because of you than what my job's going to pay me this week. Like, someone was on stream this morning, and that happened yesterday. It's not just the first time. Someone was on stream like, at work, plugged into me. I don't know what type of job they have. Maybe an office job. They're in the bathroom on their break. Like, they're in the bathroom just hopping on the stream. You're in the bathroom for 15 minutes. What's taking so long in there? I used to have my bathroom breaks and go to the charts. Literally, I'd go in the bathroom, sit on the toilet, be on the charts. I worked in a restaurant, so the restaurant I worked in was serving 400 people a night. You had no time to be on it was maybe check the charts real quick, see what price is doing. But I worked in a restaurant, so it was fast-paced environment. Like, you'd look at the clock and it would be 5 o'clock. Next thing you know, you look at the clock and it's 11 p.m. And you're like, what the heck just happened? High adrenaline environment. It's fun. You got chef yelling at you all the time, screaming. Everyone, yeah, it was great. So like me, like if you're working a job, you're not on the charts all the time. Like you plan like a long-term, you gotta have a long-term plan too, not just rush in every trade. Like, okay, like planning is like, I'm gonna take 2 to 3 trades a week. I'm gonna look for 2 trades a week, and I'm okay with that because long-term, I know it's part of the process. One day I'll get to a different level, right? Because believe me, like where I started in my trading is completely different than where I am nowadays. Like how I started trading is not how, like, I'd say the routine, the characteristics, but all of those little things are still embedded in me. All the little things you learn in the beginning. So it can keep the ease off of, okay, my balance will grow. I remember one time again, like I got to $4,400 doing something like this, and in my account, and it was NFP, non-farm payroll, and I literally cried that day because it was the most money I ever lost in a day. I lost my account. It was like 4,800, 4,400 USD. At the time, that was a lot of money for me to have just in one account. And I pretty much blew it all on NFP, like lost it all. Balance went down to like $300 or something like that. I remember this experience clear as day. And yeah, it was a bad day because it was months of growing the account, scaling it, good trades, and then NFP. I just chased the move. I was trading the news wrong. Chased the move. So like I remember like times where I would get to like $4,000, $5,000, and those kind of time, the types of numbers like that you're trying to get to, like 10K. When you have a destination in mind, so goals. It's good to aim high with goals because usually you'll fall a little short of your goal. And this is why like it's called a plateau. You might have like a goal like I want to get to 10,000 in my balance. Like maybe you have a goal like I'm trying to get to 5,000 in my balance, 10,000 in my balance, a certain number. Like I want to get to this number. A lot of times shortly when you're arriving close to that number, you can kind of hit a plateau because you're usually doing good. As you're getting close to arriving to that bigger goal that you have in mind, I learned this from years of getting close to $10,000. $10,000. Every time I would get close to $10,000, I would literally just go right down. So I learned like I would always do really good getting close to 10K. I would always 4 months, 3 months of good trading, 3-4 months of good trading, and then all of a sudden I'd get close to that bigger goal I had in mind, and everything would just go bad. What I started to tell myself was, as I get close to that experience again, I need to just stop that week. When I get close to it, just stop. Just don't even trade. Wait. that might be experience some people have, and I used to have that a lot. Gold going up. I'm trading tears. Yeah, I had a day I cried. I was young too, so imagine you're like 18 years old and you lose like 3,000, 4,000 in a day, and you've never made that in a month, right? Like the most you make at your work is like 2,800 in your local currency, 3,000 maybe on a good month tips. Oh man, that was a sad day for me. That was literally like my net worth. I lost like my net worth at that time. That was like literally everything I had. So yeah, I had to start from scratch. I remember that day. USD CAD on an NFP. I remember that day clear as day. Yeah, but overall, gold's still bullish, guys. Nothing new right now. Even silver looks like it's building like a flag pattern right now for continuation. Still looks like the bulls are in charge. Sells would be hard to really time and hit. Like they could happen just kind of at one of these numbers. There's no sell setups right now. I didn't see it. This would have been the only sell setup I think I missed. That one right there. Break underneath, pull back. Right there. Yeah, sells I'm not really on that. I'm not really on that vibe. Not really catching that vibe for sells, you know? Not really catching that vibe. Not really feeling it, you know? The vibe's not there for the sells. Boys and girls. Just the vibes, just... You know? So I'm still in these buys. Still holding those little guys. I just took a screenshot. If I held all my, oh man, yeah, sometimes, yeah, but I'm happy with, I closed a lot of my big entries, and it's like, yeah, if I still held those, yeah. But I played like that. Like I had some good bigger entries that I'm like, these are good to close, take profits, and I can leave the smallest entries, and if it runs, those small entries may turn into some good profit, which is literally happening right now. I'm up 1250 right now. Could call it a week. Really, realistically, I could call it a week and just chill and just say I'm just gonna look for trades next week. I could just call it a week right now. That's it. Job's done. Made enough money off of $3,000 account balance. Should have put 5,000 this week or 6,000. Should have put 10. Yeah. Well, see, I could call it a week and just round it up, chill for next week, withdraw. Save that money for next week. Maybe put 5K next week. See what I can do. Have another. If I can make 5 to 10K a week, I'm happy. But some weeks I make more. Sometimes I make that in a day. Just depends on how I'm feeling, where we're at in time. But yeah, same markup, pretty much like pullbacks. Continuations potentially. Maybe some pullbacks, continuations on gold. I'm not really feeling the sells. I'm not really on that vibe, to be honest. Like it just don't feel right. Like for me, I'm not really on that vibe, to be honest. It just I don't know about themselves, you know. We've been just seeing the buys have been working. It's a lot of demand, I think, still for gold. There's some gold news, I think. Someone told me something today. Let's see, any gold news like Russia, tariffs. You know, you got tariffs going on. You know, like I've been saying, yes, yeah, this is saying safe haven. Yeah, we know all that already. A lot of news on gold. Russia burns through reserves, probably because of war. So I live in no, I live in Toronto, Canada. Look at gold, yeah, she'll probably just rip, guys, honestly. We up. We up. She might just keep ripping. Yeah, I don't know about them sells. Sells, those could be tricky. Maybe I'd say wait for Friday morning. It'll be on Friday morning. We're probably going to wrap it up soon, guys, because not really much to talk about. And like I said, gold's probably just going to rip. Might probably going to test the highs here, come into the highs a bit more. 29.20, 29.25, maybe like push up more. Apparently, countries adding. I saw someone told me about some news. Whoopsies. Yeah, these countries. Yeah. I've been buying these ones. I saw some news. Alright, it's gotta be here. Maybe I don't know where I saw it. And someone told me about a lot of countries increasing their reserves. You gotta be logged in to keep reading whatever that is. Uncertainty, trade wars, war going on. Countries have been increasing their reserves, even on gold. China. So, if anything, pullbacks, continuations, I'd say. Well, we're going to wrap it up for the night, guys. We've been on for a little bit now, almost 2 hours. Just trading, been in the gym all morning. Listen, awesome, dope. Yeah, some people be at work. You gotta kind of figure, like, time. It's progress. You make more progress over time. You can get good. Remember, you can get good at trading. A lot of people think money may not always, like, having more money in your balance might not doesn't make you a good trader. But yeah, we'll be on in the morning. We're going to wrap it up. Hope you guys enjoyed the session and got value. Only 3% pass funded challenges. Yeah, like, I don't know a lot of people. I know more traders just do better trading on their own than. because it's kind of a, especially if you're in the learning phase. Like the 3% that pass are definitely the 3% that maybe are well experienced too. Maybe have some years. I don't know. For everybody to just pay for a 100K account and just, oh, I'm a trader. The pipe dream. I wish it was that easy. I mean, you get good, it can be like, if you get good. Yeah, 3%, that makes sense. Think about like like in trading is a hard business in general. Involves money, making decisions. Money's emotional. Money's an emotional topic. If you don't think it is, it is. Leave the emotions out of that. It's an emotional topic. Just leave the emotions out of it. So, trading, you deal with a lot. Trading is a whole business itself. I would say even a job. I know a lot of top traders. You might see them on social media posting this, that, Lambos, all that. They're still clockwork. Like behind the scenes, they're on the charts 6 hours a day, 8 hours a day. Behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, it's like they're at their desk. Behind the scenes, sometimes no life, like just working on the charts. So yeah, don't let social media fool you. It might look good, glory life, like you see, but behind the scenes, like still a lot of commitment. But yeah, we out. Don't be, remember, don't be fooled by the calendar. There's only as many days in the year as you make use of. Don't get fooled by the calendar. There's going to be as only many days in the year as you make use of. We're going to wrap it up. I'll be on in the morning. Peace out, peace out, peace out. I'll see everybody next session.